Well, the one fun thing about plein air painting is being able to stay mobile and go where everyone else is going. So today we were supposed to paint here. This is kind of a really fun scene, Big Bend area. There's also this other really cute scene that you can go the other way. Apparently there's some construction going on. That's why everyone want to change. I don't know. But it's pretty foggy and grayed over. So, you know, everything's pretty flat. So it's not like this is like the most exciting place to paint. Usually in the afternoon, this place is like gonzo beautiful. But let's go down the beach. See you there. Alrighty, everybody. We have repositioned down here at Heisler Park. This is going to be our view. This is our view right here. Instead of doing the usual, like everyone paints out over there, I'm going to do this like little path here and then kind of cut it off a little bit. We're only doing an 8x10, so this would be like an hour painting or something like that. And, you know, hanging off all these other artists. So, like, apparently there's a fairly decent group, 5-10 people. I don't know. You never know, because painting with artists is like herding cats, you know, like, hey, where do you guys want to meet? Right here at this time. Okay, where's everyone? So everyone's off somewhere. Anyway, so let's do a fun little painting. Let's see what we do. We got Fernando over there. We got forgot her name. Let's see what else. Some other people down over there. This and that. We got, you know, we got some water. We got some waves. We got some clouds coming and going. But anyway, let's do a nice painting and see what we come up with here. All right. Also, it's important not to paint near homeless people, even though they're way wealthier than you are. They probably have like a $14 million house, like a block up the street, and they're just down here catching some early morning rays, and you're like, you know, a $5 cup of coffee is putting you out a little, you know. Anyway. All right, so let's get painting here. We have yellow, blue, red. I put out some gray, and I'm not going to put out I'm not going to put out the brown. I just don't feel it's needed out here. And then white. So we're going to try and make this, you know, fairly tonal, because the earth is, or the not the earth is flat. That's a different podcast. But the lighting is flat. And so, because of the cloud, like, it's coming in, coming out, coming in, so you got to kind of adjust for that. And so I'm just going to go for like a fairly flat scene anyway, no matter if the light comes out or not. So that's about it. Well, let's get to work. All right, let's get on Mr. Scratchy here. This panel, by the way, it's linen, and then I used an oil ground, you're gonna love this, a lead white ground that I got a couple of years ago. And so it has a really nice thing to it. So like when you sand it, though, you gotta like sand it somewhere else. Anyway, don't sand lead paint. So anyway, we're gonna see how this lead ground works out for us, okay? All right, so what we're doing here is just kind of sketching in our composition. This, of course, is different from a Bob Ross painting, where he basically made the composition up as he painted, whereas here we're starting with the composition first. This is more of an academic approach, the way he does more of a contemporary art approach. Which one's right, which one's wrong, beats me, but he apparently has a lot more views on his YouTube channel, and he's kind of been dead for a while, so I'm gonna go figure. The days of summer have gone, everyone's back in school, so the viewing is, let's just say, not quite as fun. Now, as you see here, I'm going to start cooling off the lines here, because I want to show that these are indeed further back. And we do that by taking, you know, the gray that we're using here, adding a white and a blue, and away we go. Let's put that right in the middle where you shouldn't put it. Whenever you do groupings of 3, make sure that it's odd like that. Don't put them together symmetrically. That sucks. Oh, there's a bathroom right here. Maybe we put that in. All right, one of the things you have to understand when you're doing painting is what's your goals for it. You know, is this like a super duper paint that's gonna knock your Aunt Connie's socks off, or is for a competition, or this or that, or is this just kind of a go out and have fun? Really just kind of waiting for lunch, but you gotta do a painting. Is it anyway? So you just it's a good idea to just kind of have an expectation for your painting, especially this being an 8x10. It's going to have a different quality to it, as opposed to something that's probably a little bit bigger or whatever. Anyway, that being said, I don't know what it is. It's we're just having fun here, guys. And even though it's off camera, what I'm doing is working in the same puddle of color to maintain more or less the same value scope, okay? Because value is where you get all the value is important. Not so much the color, but the value, and so that's what we're doing, making sure our value is pretty solid. I like using this little scratchy brush because it's like you're still drawing. It's just like a lot of drawing. Okay, for today's podcast, not that you signed up for the podcast part, but here's my podcast part because I want to do podcasts. Okay, so today is Friday, the 12th, I believe, and it's 2 days after the guy he got shot and out of Utah. What the hell's his name? I'll have to remember his name. I'm not a follower of his, but let's have a talk about this whole thing, because I did a little bit of research and I was like, who the hell is this guy that everyone's really upset about getting shot? Now, first of all, just disclaimer, don't go around shooting people because you disagree with what they say. All right, that's just kind of a given, guys. That being said, it's horrible, it's bad, and if you saw the video, like, holy shit, man, that's don't watch it unless you're really into some kind of gruesome stuff. Okay, but here's the deal. You have the First Amendment here in America to speak your mind, okay? Free speech, freedom of speech. You have but you don't have the right to avoid the consequences of that. And you can go around, shit talk all you want, but if you piss someone off, well, then they don't have the right to take you out. But being a human, they can surely tell you their displeasure with what you're saying, and that's kind of the rub there, because you want to be able to say what you want to say. You want to be able to share your views and opinions. You want to do that, but then again, you got to check it before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. For instance, let's microcosm this a little. Let's say you're out on the playground and you go up to some kid who can clearly kick the shit out of you, and you go and you start bullying him, okay? And because you feel like you're an asshole, okay? Let's just say you're an asshole in this one. But you feel like you just get to go and say whatever you want to say, and then what they do is they smack the shit out of you. Now, who is right and who is wrong? Well, we kind of condemn violence in this. It's like, hey, you should be able to do your differences differently, but it didn't stop that person from smacking you, okay? Because let's face it, the laws of humans and the laws of physics are two different things. So when you get a little mouthy and someone takes it out on you, that's part of the consequences of you taking the chances of sharing your wisdom. This is nothing new. It goes well into all of human history. Humans throughout history have been really kind of shitty to each other, especially when it comes to having differing viewpoints and what have you. I guess it's just what happens when you have people who are consciously aware of themselves and their surroundings, whether they're intelligent or not. So, anyway, so this guy had some pretty vitriolic viewpoints on some things. And I went and I listened to a couple things. So there's a couple things. It's like, actually, I agree. I agree with what he's saying. The way he was saying it, I didn't necessarily agree, but some of the premises were like, yeah, okay. Like, for instance, I think that you should be able to have, one parent stay home and raise the kids and be okay with that. I think that's awesome. That's how my parents were. My dad went to work every day, and mom stayed home and raised the kids, raised my brother and I. And got to be honest with you, that's pretty awesome. That's like a rarity, actually. Okay, because especially like during the 80s, whatever. There's like when I was in junior high, it's like the divorce rate was just like through the roof. And the reason is because back in the 80s, I think is what happened. The economic times changed. We went off the gold standard during the Nixon era, and in turn, like all of a sudden, like the prices of everything started going through the roof. There was a lot of inflation during the Carter era, and all of a sudden, it was hard for one person to make a living, providing a family, and having one person stay home and raise the kids, which is the way personally I think it should be. I mean, that's the way it was for umpteen billions of years. So where was I? So I mean, like, you should totally be able to have somebody stay home and raise the kids. Now the funny thing is, here in like Orange County area, LA or Southern California, a lot of that, and I'll be honest with you, is only the really rich people can do that now. I mean, of course, then they live well beyond their means, and they're all in debt and everything. But hey. But I still see it a lot here. But the thing is, though, is like it's not the norm. I mean, like these people are like, who the fuck knows what they did with their money and make so much money? But all right, more people. Hold on. So anyway, especially some of these rich people, I don't want to be ripping on them while they're walking along. They could be locals, you never know. But well, fuck them. All right, so yeah, so have we got to put in this. All right, so there's like the. All right. Now I'm just gonna blanket this in one solid color. And there's like a bazillion houses going down. Those houses, by the way, are like, they're neat and this and that and everything, but they're like, I don't know, $5 to $10 million each of these houses that you'll see that just go down this hill. I mean, an easy 4, 5, 6 for the shitty ones, and you go up a little higher, you're in the close to 10. I'm not kidding, dude. All right. So anyway, so we're just gonna make this one big kind of fun pattern here, and then pick out little houses, because this is what we want people to see is this stuff right here. Okay, so back to the podcast here. I want to call it that. All the rant, a rave, a couple of thoughts. So anyway, yeah, so, having a parent stay home and all that stuff. But then, like, he would get, like, really vitriolic about some other stuff. It really kind of seemed like a lot of it came from a place of hate. I'm not going to lie, man. I mean, I really thought that a lot of the stuff was like, yeah, there's a good idea in there, but it's not cool the way you're doing it, But am I going to go out and shoot the guy? No. Am I going to, just armchair bitch about it? Sure, Yeah, that's the whole deal. Just armchair bitch about it. But yeah, don't go kill the guy. you know, he was an ardent supporter of Trump, so he had the whole MAGA base mentality to, you know, make sure that he was having a good base. I mean, hey, you know, he was making a boatload of money. There's also the pander to the base and give them what they want to hear. I mean, that's, after all, that's exactly what Trump is doing, which is, you know, preach to the choir and give in to a lot of the hate and perpetuate it, because that's what's giving you your mojo. That's what's fueling your fire, and it's fueling theirs. And you know, don't disappoint your people. So anyway, get back to that in a second. So anyway, so here's the other thing about this kid who did the shooting. Number one, if you're going to do a high-profile assassination like that, you better have an exit plan, dude. I mean, just like Luigi, go listen to that podcast. Luigi, man, you gotta have a exfil, okay? You gotta have a plan out of town, because I mean, they were looking for him ardently, and so, you know, you should have had a stash of cash somewhere and being able to get the fuck out of Dodge real quick. You weren't going to go home and be like, they didn't see me. No. In today's technological age, they're finding you. Okay, now for the beach, I got to put out some yellow ochre. Okay, hold on. Let's just fill this in a little. So anyway, simplify. Okay, so, but some of the stuff that he's saying was kind of dickish, you know? Like, I sure as shit didn't agree with it, I'll tell you that much. Let's see, we gotta go here, and then it has to go down a little right there, guys. Alright, and then we're gonna build that up a little. So, needless to say, you know, if you're gonna go, because like this podcast, I've debated on it for like months on whether or not I actually want to do a podcast, and the reason is because do I want to say something that can really rile some people up? I mean, I'm going to have some real controversial stuff that really kind of monkeys with your worldview of things. To some people, that's awesome. To some people, it really fires them up emotionally, and that is not good. Or it's good if you sign up for it. You know, like if you go to the Late Show at the comedy club, be prepared to be offended, to have your worldview challenged, to go home thinking, wow, it was a dumb idea and I'm not going to get laid with this chick I took on a date. That's what you really do with a comedy club. So anyway, we're gonna put some yellow ochre out here. Stand by, everyone. Stand by one. Put out a little bit of yellow ochre so that we can make these cliff sides and the beach. It's just the yellow ochre just helps me get the beachy color scene. Beachy sand right there. Okay, so reading some of the comments, let me just see if I can help some of you out here. And like, oh, it's you know, all your conspiracy theory nut jobs and everything. Hey, man, I love a good conspiracy theory, but usually the reality is the actual answer. No, it wasn't Obama. Somebody puts Obama or Hillary or something, like, Jesus Christ, dude. You know, get your head out of your ass. So anyway. The guy had they said it was a 30-06 rifle. That's a bolt-action hunting rifle. Pretty common, been around a while. It's if you never fired one, well, I'll tell you right now, it has a pretty decent kick, pretty decent this and that. It's usually used for hunting, big games like hunting, I don't know, anything from rabbits to deer, really, or maybe a buffalo or something, I don't know. Whatever you got, you know. But anyway, a 30-06 is it's your standard, you know, hunting rifle. Teach your kid how to shoot, this and that. Is it high powered? Well, high powered enough. I mean, holy shit! If you see the video, man, That's pretty high powered, and it is. It's a pretty high powered round for something like that. I mean, you're not going to take out a tank, but you're also not going to. It's not armor piercing or anything. Anyway, it's in a what, couple 100-yard shot. It's nothing for that rifle. I mean, that's nothing. So don't worry about the whole, there's a professional, there's this and that. A professional would have had a plan out. And besides, the guy, I mean, he technically missed. He was obviously going for the forehead, headshot, and he had too much drop, and it hit him in the neck, and still got the job done, to his opinion, but not cool. So anyway, just to help anybody out with the conspiracy theory about how, whatever he's using, what rifle, whatever. Anyway, it wasn't an AR-15 or an assault rifle. I mean, you can go to like fucking Big 5 sporting goods and get one of these rifles, and they'll probably give you a box of ammo for free. Alright, for all those who are like, they're lowering the flags to half-staff, this and that, everything. I mean, on one hand, it's like, if it's your buddy, who really helped you get elected, this and that, I could see where it's like, I'll give you a pass on that, it's your buddy, helped you out. On the other hand, to the other half of the nation, it's like, this guy, you're kidding me, all he did is like spewed hate and dissent and hated this and that and everything. Why do I have to do that? Well, it's kind of a low bar to get pissed off at, to be honest with you. Does it really affect you? No. You're hearing the slapping of a halyard against the flagpole, because there's a halyard slapping against the flagpole behind me. Alright, let's simplify. Everybody simplify. Simplify, simplify. Simplify. What are we doing? We're simplifying. Keep it in the same puddle of color, blue and white. Keeps our values looking good. But we're changing the color. Let's see what we got. Yeah, maybe. There's some other things out here, you got this and that, you got, let's put these trees in here, you got something going right there. I mean, there's like a lot of shit going on in this painting, guys. Are we painting it all in there? No, of course not. You know why? Because I don't know, it's not what my painting's about. But you gotta put in just enough interest in here so that people are like, oh, what is that? I don't know. Oh, it's Heisler Park. There's everything there. So I think just to recap the old podcast here. Was it wrong? Of course. Was it predictable? Sure shit was. Because I mean, if you look at it, let's go back to say Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He was doing essentially the same thing, which was, I mean, he was espousing, love, so, love stuff, and that still pissed people off. And it was like the opposite end of the spectrum. Doesn't matter if you're espousing love or hate. No matter what dickish viewpoints or loving viewpoints you have, someone's going to be pissed off about. Why? Because we're humans. That's just kind of the way it goes. I hate to tell you. I mean, welcome to the human race. That's why it's best to just be super wealthy and never fucking talk to anyone for your whole life. That's probably the best thing I would do. Which is why I don't know if I want to do this podcast or not. That's the hard part. I know I've got something to say. I know I've got a lot better message to send, but it doesn't really matter what message you send because you're going to be pissing someone off. And at least here in America, that someone might have a rifle. You know, so you know, not only have a rifle, but you know, pretty good shot at it. And that of course is the real rub there, you know. Keep yourself and don't say shit or feel like you gotta say something just to, you know, contribute your 2 cents to humanity. If it involves you making money, you know, if that's what you're doing, making money, well then, you know, it's a risk. I mean, it's like, you know, football players, you know, yeah, you make a lot of money, but, you know, it's a dangerous sport. You can get hurt. Or doing any Red Bull nonsense. Fun? Sure. Can you kill doing it? You bet. Is it worth living? Fuck it, why not? I mean, like, seriously, why not? You know? Because I gotta be honest with you guys, I've seen some old people die, and it's not, I swear to God, it's like, you know what, I'd rather go out in a blaze of glory doing what I love than just wilting away and dying. Like, holy crap, dude. Like, oh, I made it to 94. It's like, oh, wow, what'd you do? Well, I sat there and just crapped out, man. Like, there's this guy at the airport. He's kind of dying right now. And he has a, you know, incurable cancer type. And, you know, he's just sitting there in this, you know, he's just sitting there in this hangar, and it's like 1,000,000 fucking degrees in there. And just, you know, wilting away and dying. And you can't fly his plane anymore. At least I don't think so. You shouldn't be. I mean, then again, talking about one last hurrah in your super nice plane, but hey. Anyway, guys, it's rough out there, man. Do what you love to do and do it well, and share your love and joy. Even though your love and joy might be pissing some people off.
Is this for the Plein Air paint out?
No, this is just people painting.
People painting.
Just people painting today. That's it.
Fun.
Yeah,
Fun.
that's all. I've done the invitational paint out, but that's been a while, and I'm not one of the chosen few, I guess you can say, the blessed few. I don't know how. Everything in my life, like I should have been like the director of IT at Cal State Fullerton by now, but what did I do? I fucked it up, you know. I was like, you know, like I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have been all kinds of stuff, and like, I don't know, I fucked it up. It's weird. I don't understand. I mean, I do understand because I fucked it up, but I don't understand because it's like, god damn, dude. You know, it's almost like I wish somebody had told me how hard life was going to be as a guy. You know, it's like, are you a hot chick? No, then it's going to be a rough ride, okay? Don't be confused. Anyway, this is a little too loose for me, to be honest with you. I'm not entirely jazzed with how loose it is. Alright, this is a scratchy brush, but it's a little bit bigger. See that? There we go. It's in there. Alright, I'm going to walk away. Oh no, you know what we're going to do? We're going to sign it real quick just for fun. Okay guys, Mr. Pointy here. Go ahead and sign this. 925. Alright, let's go say hi to some other people. So one of the fun things to do at when you're out painting with everybody is go around, look at everyone's work, give it their passive judgment, see how they're doing, say hi. Hi, how you doing?
Hey,
who is this?
right.
Who is this?
Is that your little camera friend?
This is my little camera buddy.
Alright,
Alright,
nice
who are
meeting
you? Say your name.
I'm Fernando Michelli.
Okay.
That's how it's pronounced.
I did
Michelli.
not, I missed that all these years.
Everybody pronounces it Michelli.
Yeah, that's what I do. Well, now I know.
It's a nice day. It came out, the sun came out just about an hour ago, so trying to chase it like usual.
Yep, trying to chase the old sun. Let's see what we got here. This is a painting. So far, so good. Looking good. It's a 9 by 12, right?
9 by 12.
Okay, and this is your palette?
My palette.
Now, what do you got on your palette? Tell me what
It's
you got on your
like
palette.
7 years of cruddy paint that's developed over time. I never wipe it off.
I would have said 6.5 years max.
That's
Yeah.
right. Exactly.
Okay.
So
All right.
I've got the standard color palette.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
cool and warm of the primaries, ultramarine, burnt sienna, ultramarine blue, titanium white, and some vanity colors down here if I need it.
Sounds good. All right, man. Keep at it.
All right.
See, these are the paper towels you need to use. These are way better than the.
Those are the best.
Yeah, those are the best towels.
They fall apart and they
Yeah, mine are like fibers everywhere right now. So. Yeah. Well.
I got them at Costco and they were a bundle of 6.
Yeah.
So it's worth it.
It's
over
well
time.
worth it. Well worth it.
I use regular paper towels for cleanup work, but this is for just absorbing my brush and getting stuff off of my brush really helps a lot.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Cool.
Am I still on camera?
Still doing it.
All right.
Okay.
Take care, you guys.
All right. We'll see you in a few.
Come out and paint.
All right. Well, beats the shit on me where everyone went. I walked it from one side to the other. I don't see anybody. The place isn't even that big. Oh well. Let's go to Jack in the Box on the way home. Alright, don't worry, we'll edit out all the bad stuff, okay? No, we won't. Okay, what's your name?
Mai Igarashi.
Wait, say that again?
Mai Igarashi.
Okay, everyone. She's famous. She's super famous, and you didn't know it. And she's here painting. This is her painting so far. Okay. Don't you love when people come up and they're talking to you while you're painting? Like, hey, what are you painting? And you're like, seriously? And you're like, okay. Anyway, looking good. You got yourself. You're very delicate with that. Look at that, man. How long have you been painting for?
I don't know. A long time? I don't know.
Long time. All right. Well. More than a year?
More than a year.
Less than 20?
Less than 20.
Okay, so more than one, less than 20. That's okay. All right, and I see you're using gloves to paint with. Okay. All right. Well, mechanic gloves work good too. All right. Those are mechanic gloves. Hey, they work. All right. Well, all right. Have fun and. There's like about 6, 7, 8 people that showed up, and I only found 2 so far. So it's time for lunch. All right, guys. Okay, so we're done for today. I still got like about a half hour left on the meter. Sun's coming out. There's no way I'm putting more money in the meter, man. There's just no way. Kiss my ass. Anyway, so the lady I was just talking to, her husband is also a YouTuber and has like 1.7 million subscribers. And I was like, oh my God, give me a shout out or something. But no, he doesn't really do that. And that's cool. I'm fine with that. But he also teaches and does some teaching, online teaching and everything. And so, but he's been doing his YouTube for like 10 years and he's making enough money to pay for a nice car and the gas, unless it's not electric. But anyway, and that's really my goal. That is my goal for doing this. It's just enough to make rent and that's hangar rent, by the way, for the airplane. Hangar rent, which is actually pretty cheap. And then gas to fly the plane, which is not really that cheap. But to that end, subscribe if you haven't. Click the like button. Leave a comment if you will. I do like comments, unless you're an asshole. And that's about it, man. So let's go get some food. I'm going to go get something to eat as opposed to making something at home because I don't want to have to share half my lunch with the dog. And that's about it. So we'll see you next time. All right, guys. Happy painting. Oh, and by the way, I did find the other people. They were like down, hidden around a cove underneath the beach somewhere in there. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't like standing on the sand while painting. I'm just not, I don't like it. So, anyway, that's about it, guys. All right, see you next time.